What is up, guys? I'm back. Hey, check it out. This guy's shooting fireworks. But I just reached over 1,000 hours in this game. I was at 999, and then I literally checked it. I don't know, like 10 minutes later, and then it said 1,002. It just skipped 1,000. I was hoping to show you at 1,000, but anyways, I'm coming at you with this video to share some things that I learned after 1,000 hours in this game. I've got 8 things on the list, so buckle up and get your popcorn because it's going to be a wild ride. Alrighty, starting off with the number one thing that I learned playing this game is that this is the best Pokemon game that I have ever played. Now, I've played plenty of Pokemon games in my life. I've played Pokemon Go. I've played Pokemon Showdown for PvP. I even think that the PvP is better in this game than in Pokemon Showdown. And I've played some of the mainline games, but nothing compares to this because you can play with your friends and you get access to 5 regions instead of just one like in the mainline games. This game also offers challenges that are not really challenging in the mainline games, and I really like it for that reason. The shiny hunting mechanic is different, which is awesome. Just the fact that it's got a market that you can buy and sell Pokemon with other players is probably one of the best things that any Pokemon game has ever implemented. The next thing that I learned playing this game for 1,000 hours is that gym rerunning is not the best way to make money. Now, a lot of people think it is, but I can tell you that it definitely is not. There's plenty of other ways to make money, and many of them are better than gym rerunning. First of all, Elite Four running is a better money making method than gym running. Next of all, flipping is a better money making method than gym running. But of course, those two actually take some skill. But for ones that don't take skill, there's some Pokemon that you can catch that's better than gym rerunning, and you can even level up Pokemon that can be better than gym rerunning as well. Not to mention the fact that you can only do a gym rerun once per day. Also, catching alpha Pokemon is better than gym rerunning. It's just all about watching the market, making sure that you have the skills, and executing. And you can definitely make more money doing other things than gym rerunning. Alrighty, that segues me perfectly into the third thing that I learned after 1,000 hours is that Elite Four running is actually very, very difficult. I tried it myself. I've watched all the videos on how to do it, but even with watching all those videos and knowing exactly how to do it, you still have to pay attention to it and it is very, very frustrating. That's why I don't really recommend doing Elite Four runs for your money, even though it can be better than gym rerunning. The next thing I learned is a way to save money, and something that people don't probably utilize enough is actually trade chat. Now, trade chat right here, you can talk to people that are trying to sell things or trying to buy things, and you can avoid the listing fee. So, a lot of people, what they'll do is they will sell Ditto boxes on here in order to avoid the listing fee, and you can buy 60 at a time rather than just one at a time, real slow on the GTL. The other thing that's amazing about Trade Chat is buying LEPAs. A lot of times you can get LEPAs for way, way cheaper off of Trade Chat than off of the GTL, and I utilize it all the time. The fifth thing that I learned is that donator status is only worth it if you play a lot, and I mean a lot. These donator statuses for 30 days, 3.5 million. So if you're only making 250,000 Pokeyen per hour, then it's going to take you 14 hours to make that amount of money. And it will probably only save you about 3 hours of shunting for every 30 hours that you put into it. That is assuming that you're getting 1,000 encounters every single hour. So if it takes 14 hours to get the donator status and it only saves you 3 for every 30, then you would have to shunt like almost 150 hours per month in order to make this worth it. That is, if you're using it because you're going for shinies. Otherwise, you could just be extremely rich like me and not really care about it and buy donator status anyways, because you really want to maximize the odds of getting all the shinies that you can. Alrighty, next up is how to price check and the importance of price checking. Now, there's lots of people, right, including me, that literally just sit here and wait for somebody that didn't price check their stuff and then flip it. Like this one, that's a flip. Oh, missed it. When I'm flipping like this, I usually make between 500,000 and 1 million Pokeyen per hour. So if you're somebody that is not price checking their stuff correctly, you're potentially leaving tens of thousands of Pokeyen on the table for grabs. Now, you have 250 listing spots, and you should definitely use them. Now, I'm not saying to list your stuff expecting it to sell in like 20 days or anything like that, but you should be price checking your stuff and listing it very closely to what your price check is. Now, look, I understand some people like to get their money right away, but a lot of times it's better just to be patient and your money will come in when it comes in. The next thing that I learned after playing this game for 1,000 hours and getting into PvP is that PvP in this game is extremely difficult. All right, the players on this game are like, I swear, they're born from a different breed, and I just got smacked around when I first started playing PvP, and it really made me not like playing PvP at all. But since then, I've figured it out, and you really have to put some serious thought into your team and some serious money into making a team that actually works. Now, there are a lot of tools that you can use to build a good PvP team. The main one being the PvP stats page that comes in PokeMMO. Otherwise, I am coming out with a PvP guide pretty soon, so stay tuned for that. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss it. The last thing that I learned by playing this game for so many hours is that alt accounts can be very, very powerful. Now, what's the power in alt accounts? Well, first of all, you can use them as extra box space for any Pokemon that you really want to keep, but you don't really have a lot of storage space. The next thing alt accounts are good for is catching multiple alphas from the same swarm. So you can catch one with your main account, and then you can go over to your alt account and catch another one of the same exact alpha. The thing that I use my alt accounts most for is to get more listing spots on the GTL, because as you know, you can only post 250 things to the GTL at one time, and when I was flipping a lot, I would hit that maximum quite often. So I needed an alt account so that I could keep flipping. And the last thing an alt account is good for is for events. So if there's an event that you that is like account locked where you can only get one per account, then definitely having a second account is going to be beneficial in that normally that is going to be one of the best money makers in the game. Now, there are definitely plenty of other things that I've learned after playing for 1,000 hours, but I felt like these 8 boiled down to probably the most useful things that I could think of. So I do hope you enjoyed. I do hope that you found these tips helpful. If you could do me a favor and hit that like button, it would be greatly appreciated. And if you have any thoughts or tricks or tips of your own, please leave them in the comments. I do read every comment and I do appreciate those comments. Otherwise, that's it for me, and I'll see you in the next one.